Okay, welcome back. This is part two of getting into Alpine achievement and dealing with the 27J student plans. So again, remember that regardless of what type of 27J plan you are creating or editing or whatever you're doing to it, it looks the same across all levels. So advanced learning plans have all similar sections as do every other plan, just for clarification. So I've got my fake student here, and this is the rest of this section of what I'm going to fill out. The first part, I'm going to open up these sections, and these are the sections that I'm talking about just because there's blanks and tons of space for stuff to write in. That doesn't mean you need to fill up every single one of these sections. So I'm going to close some of these up so I don't feel overwhelmed. I'm going to open up my student section. Okay, that's clarifying the date of birth. That's correct. Looks good. I'm going to go down to demographics, and obviously this is an advanced learning plan, so I would click yes. Okay. The next part is the teacher advisor information. If you're creating a brand new plan, this is where you put your information. If you are editing a plan from a prior year or you have copied a plan from a prior year, you're going to need to go in and update these teacher names. So if you teach 7th grade math and you have a kid on an ALP in math in your class, you're going to need to go back and delete that 6th grade teacher's name and input your own. Okay, and that goes across all levels. That's for all plans. And then we've got plan sections. This is where you answered this stuff in the beginning of when you created the plan, and that looks good. Okay, and then I'm going to go to background, and this is a section that does need to be filled out. We have a couple ideas to help you out here. Specifically, as far as students' strengths, assets, concerns, additional info, interests, and then we'll talk about meeting minutes in a minute. Specifically with these first three, there is actually a handout and a document that is available digitally, but we'll also give you a hard copy. Several things like a parent perspective, which we'll actually talk about later. One of them is called a talk with teens. And then another one is a student questionnaire. And these are just the questions can be altered based on what you teach and what type of child this is, and how this child learns, but it gives you some ideas of where to start asking them questions about their strengths and concerns that they have and their interests. And interests can go across the board. Do they like video games? Do they love band? Anything. So make sure that you go ahead and you do that. One thing that is really beneficial is if you take one of those forms, like the student questionnaire, and you have the student fill it out and they bring it back to you, you can actually scan in the document to the computer. You can use the copy machine in the office, whatever copy machine you might have that scans. You also can borrow a scanner from somebody in your building that might have one. And what you can do in this section is you can actually put refer to supporting documents. And then what you'll do is you'll go into supporting documents at the end and you'll actually upload that file. Just make sure that it's called, like fake student questionnaire, fake student parent perspective, fake student talk with teens, whatever you want to do. But then that way you're not entering in all that information. It's just in this living document under supporting documents. So that's a really great option to be able to make things go by quicker. Another thing is you might see supporting documents from prior years. Make sure that the supporting documents you're putting in here are going to be pertinent from year to year. If it's pictures of, if it's a folder of pictures from this giant project this kid had, that may be a great thing to upload in here. But you may not want to just upload a quiz that the kid did really well on. those talk with teens and the parent perspective and the student questionnaire and anything else that you might use like that, that's going to be great to have in the supporting documents because they can actually use that from year to year. And so some kids might already have supporting documents in their Alpine portfolio that are going to help you out this year and write your plan. Um, and so then after, we're going to go back up to background here, we get this filled out. We do need to fill out this section, factors that support academic success. This is your opinion. Um, it's what you see every day. So factually, how is their attendance? Is it an area of need, satisfactory, strength? If you're having trouble filling this out, that might be where you want to, um, consult other teachers and see where they are at. Um, it doesn't mean, and it's not an I gotcha situation. You might have an awesome kid, but their attendance is really an area of need. That doesn't mean anything. This is just something to help people looking at the plan from year to year out. So all of these need to be filled out. Okay. And let's see, go to parent, and then I get all that filled out, good to go. I can actually close up the background section as to not overwhelm myself. Okay, I can close up my supporting documents if I want to. And one thing that I do want to talk about is this portfolio, this plan for whatever student you're looking at, our fake student up here specifically, is this is a living document. So, it's not a document that we look at one day in the month of October and then we put it away for 5 months and don't look at it again until May. This is something you're going to want to look in and look through, specifically with kids on ALPs. Once this is filled out and it's being updated, the students are going to have hard copy access to their plan. They're going to know what you've updated, what their goal is, so on and so forth. We're going to take a quick break. Stay tuned for part 3, where we are going to go over specifically the parent perspectives and observations section and a couple more of these towards the bottom. Stay tuned.